My name is Christian Hunley, and this is Nomadic Media. Today is part 2 of how to shoot a time lapse. Today, I'm going to teach you how to edit all of those pictures that we took last week.
Alright everybody, so now we're going to look into how to do the photo edits in Lightroom. We'll export them to Premiere Pro, and then we'll put the final product together. So we get started with Lightroom. I preloaded all of the time-lapse individual photos. There's a total of 321. What we're going to do is we're just going to edit a base file and copy it all over to every other one. So this is the base photo. That's the first shot that I took. We're going to go over here to Develop. And let that load. Alright, so first we're going to check around with the temp, see which one plays better for us. Looks like a little bit on the upside. I got plus 26. Then we'll bring it a little bit more green just to kind of bring up the greens in that. And we can play with the exposure, see what we like best. I'd like to bring it down just a little bit and make it a little bit more contrasty. We'll bring up the highlights a little bit. Drop the shadows. Bring up the whites just a tad bit and darken the blacks. And we can mess with the clarity here. I'll just keep that at about +1. Make it get a little less vibrant. And we'll bring up the saturation just a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to go to HSL. And what I like to do is I like to bring out some of the brighter colors. So for example, I'll bring up the blues just a little bit, bring up the aqua, and I'll take some of the greens and I'll bring out that cactus and some of that shrubbery at the bottom there. And looks good for that. I'll go into saturation, check everything, it's going to be good for that. So close that out, and then what I like to do is I like to add some lens effects. So for vignetting, I'll add just a very, very slight vignette to that, and then I will feather that out. Feather it out to about 85. Okay, and so if you'll see the difference here. Click on this one. The big difference. It's a much flatter image with the original. We brought it through here and we made it, a little bit more vibrant. So what you're going to do is click Copy, Develop Settings, Copy Settings. Just click Copy. And then we'll click on the next photo, bring it all the way to the end. Shift click, highlight all of them, right click, develop settings, and paste settings. And what it's going to do is it's just going to paste all of the settings to all 321 photos. So, looks like they should all be good. Looks like they're all kind of loading in there. And so what you'll want to do now is highlight all the pictures like before. We'll go to File, Export, and we'll choose the folder. So what I like to do is I'll choose, let's go into my folder here, I'm really organized if you haven't noticed. We'll go to Time-lapse, Raw Photos, make a new folder, Edited. Choose that, and we'll do a custom name. This will be time-lapse -1, and I always have it numbered so that I know which picture is what, and if it's out of order I can change that. So quality is 100% and export. So it's preparing to export right now. Just give it a minute. Alright, now that that's been completed, we're going to move over into Premiere Pro. Before we start editing anything, I just want to make it clear that I went into the preferences, I went to general, I made sure that still image default duration was 1 frame. That's going to make it a lot easier when doing this edit. So, moving on, I'm going to go File, New Sequence, and this is a relatively big picture file, so I want to make sure that the video sequence that I choose is big enough to hold it. So typically I'll just go into 5K, I'll choose 24 frames per second, and I'll hit OK. Sequence is created, now it's time to import the photos. What you're going to want to do, go to wherever you saved your files, time-lapse, edited, and I'll just import the whole folder. So, now that that is imported, you're going to want to highlight all the files, start at the top one, and just going to drag them and drop them right on in. And that is going to have them fit right into the frame. And then if you want to get rid of these black bars, all you have to do is go File, New Sequence, and turn it into a 1080p project. On 24 frames, okay. And you just find sequence 1, drop it right in, go change sequence settings just to make that match. Oh, I messed that up. I'm going to File, New Sequence, good to go. Now you take sequence 1, drop it in, and keep existing settings. Then all you have to do, drop the file size, and really it's all just a matter of making it fit the way you want. Looks good. Sequence, render effects into out. Let that do its magic. And that's that. So, to sum it all up, you edit just a little bit in Lightroom, make the color look good on that, bring it into Premiere Pro, and you put it all together.
I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know what you think about the time lapse in the comments below. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next week.